All right, let's get to the good stuff. Here we go. Throw on some Red Bar in the Wild music. Let's do one of those real quick. We've got a giant show here today. Giant! Let's do some little ones. A little Red Bar in the Wild to get the show kicking. This is where we find people talking about Red Bar online. Let's do a light one. This first one comes from two very low members of the podcast industry, Kevin Brennan and Ray DeVito. Okay. At Red Bar in the Wild, comedian Ray DeVito reminisces about his Red Bar appearance on Red Bar. This is by Tyler Johnson. Let's pull this in. This is from Facebook. You can lower that music there, and then we'll show you these guys up. Okay, here they are. Let's rewind. This is Kevin Brennan Show. Again, this is very low. Don't try to get us on these types of shows. I've been trying to say this for weeks because I got a lot of guys that email me. We don't need to be on the Bathhouse. We don't need to be on Ryan Law. You know, these shows are too small.
This guy.
Let's shoot for higher. You shouldn't be watching MLC. You shouldn't be watching Steel Toe. You shouldn't be watching Bathhouse. I know what happens. You start watching a podcast, you just get comfortable. You start watching it. You already invested a bit of time. You know the guys. So you think you could just, please, you could do that with any podcast. So do it with one with a little bit more value attached to it, okay? You're going nowhere fast with a group of guys like this, okay? You're not learning anything, and the entertainment value is very, very, very little. I would call it a waste of your time.
But all this one I just thought was cute.
So, yeah, it's very cute. This is the guy, Ray DeVito, who was on our show as a goof. I didn't remember that. This is a very sweet person, right?
It seems like.
Do you think so? This is a sweet guy. I'd be very worried if I were him. I'd be extremely worried about your future. You know, Kevin Brennan thinks he's making a lot of money off Super Chats. When they say these guys are making a lot of money, they mean $248 a day. That's what they're talking about. They're not talking about. So there's this rumor or there's this idea going around. Kevin Brennan's making a ton of money off. It's not a ton of money. It's just a very little bit of money, see? Not a ton. Okay? There's no such thing as a ton of money with these guys. And who is this? I don't know. Here's their Zoom show. Somebody writes in a super chat. $5 they paid for this. Ray, can you go get a fork? I want to see your arms. Let's see what this is about.
Psych Cleveland. Ray, can you go get a fork? I want to see your arms.
Ouch.
Old school throwback.
Yeah, that's not nice.
Red Bar reference, right?
Is it? Is it a Red Bar reference?
Yeah, it's a Red Bar reference, yeah.
His appearance on Red Bar.
Full
what did Red Bar say?
Whoop! Full sip. Look at that. Red Bar reference. You took a big swig of that beer. We got a brand new full sip style coming for you today.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Wait till you see we've developed a brand new full sip style that we've, you know, it's always been under our noses, but we found out what it was today. We'll show you that coming up. I like Kevin's microphone here. From Call of Duty.
That's like from the Lizzie McGuire movie. This is what dreams are made of.
And these are some nice shades. Are these Google glasses? Okay, let's see what they say. Do you remember that? Hey, Ray, can you get a fork? I want to see your arms.
Hey, Ray.
He asked Ray to like basically tickle himself with a fork for money, right? Ray, wasn't that?
He's like, get a fork and show me your arm. And he gave me $300. I'm like, okay, here.
So they're talking about me. He didn't know about this, Kevin Brennan. He goes, Ray was on Red Bar, and the host, me, said, Ray, go get a fork. And what did I ask him to do? Carve his arm up with it? They're saying tickle.
You just were like, run the fork up your arm slowly and spookily, perhaps?
Run the fork down your arm. But it was more of like, you know, really put some pressure on it. Run the fork through your arm. And he ran it. He heard that he could get $300. He ran to his kitchen. I can't even believe he had a clean fork ready. He might have had to rinse one off. And then he took it and he scraped his arms for us as we laughed at him. So that's what they're talking about here.
Like basically tickle himself with a fork for money, right? Right? Wasn't that?
He's like, get a fork and show me your arm. And he gave me $300. I'm like, okay, here. And then he like,
that's like Chandler giving fucking people money to jump in a pool.
Jump in a pool. Oh.
I will jump in a pool, David Chandler.
Listen to some good stuff about
a frozen pool. You don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So did he give you the money first?
Yeah, he gave it to me.
Wow.
Yeah, he
Gave him
did.
the money.
Red Bar was cool. Mike David
Remember
was
Ray
cool.
was like, Red Bar's got millions of viewers.
What's so funny about that?
Why do I subject myself to this shit?
Yeah.
Hey, you love it.
Red Bar was cool. He paid up. Kevin couldn't believe it. Kevin couldn't imagine giving $300.
No, you ain't getting
to
any
somebody.
300 from Melton, Ray.
No. So again, I bring this up half because it's an example of we don't need to be involved in that universe anymore. We got to shoot for bigger goals, and you guys should be thinking of yourself, hold yourself to a higher standard. You shouldn't be watching Zoom show. This should be the smallest show you watch. Should be this. Anything else should be for a hate watch or trying to get a scoop, but you can't be wasting your time watching a show like that. Not anymore. All right, here's another one. Okay, we're going to a bigger show. Here's one, but we're always on this. You could stop doing this one too. Here's Red Bar in the wild on Legion of Skanks.
An
Okay,
impression.
just queued up 2030. Let's see what we got here. 2030. Oh, there's Dave Smith. I got some words for him today.
I forget what this one is about, to be honest. I'm not sure
that's okay.
if it's that good.
It's okay. They don't have to be good. They just have to be wild. 2030. Okay, it looks like we've got Ian Finance here. I don't like it. And is this, could it be?
In financial theater.
Is this Kyle Dunnigan? So Kyle Dunnigan knows me now. This is the guy who does those impressions. He does face swaps that Joe Rogan can't get over. Kyle Dunnigan. He does a face swap of
Caitlyn Jenner.
Caitlyn Jenner.
Bill Maher.
He's still doing Caitlyn Jenner. Look at the body on you. Pathetic. Pathetic existence of a man. Look at you. Why don't you go hang out with John Wilson? See if you could get any free pizza today in NYC. I despise Kyle Dunnigan. I also despise this guy, Ian Finance.
Yeah.
He goes around to glory holes. This is not a joke.
That's what
He spends money. He thinks this is a funny NYC thing to say. He goes around to all men's glory holes where they've set up in a warehouse. They set up a bunch of plywood to make a plywood maze. You go in there, all the lights are off, and you could either get behind the plywood and be the sucky, or you could get in front of the plywood. You have no idea who's there. You put your in the hole, and another man jerks and drinks from you on the other side of the plywood. He does this on nights when he's bored. There's a lot of misfits like this. I think of like Mersh from Revenge of the Sith. He's the type of guy who would do something like this, some sexual thing like this for very little cash. Mm-hmm. They go out, it's $25, but if there's 1,000 guys here, we all throw in 25. Then the venue could, pay for its existence for the night, and then they could make some money for the suckers. That's too far. The fact that people allow him to tell that story and then have him on the show again, I don't understand it. If somebody, when I was a kid, if you said I went to a Manhattan glory hole, in Harlem and sucked off a bunch of guys that you didn't know, you would be finished. That would be the end of you. That's like a secret you should be hiding that you hope nobody finds out. These guys are admitting it and laughing about it. Ellis Island, what is his name? Jason Ellis?
Yes, I forgot about him.
He's doing that stuff. This is not allowed. Okay, let's see what they say about Red Bar here today on the Legion of Skanks.
Yeah, he didn't give her a tip, and she had to sit in the back.
I don't know why I've always felt, and I'm an idiot, that an impression of
Big
you is
J.
like flattery. I remember.
Yes,
Mike
you being gangbanged is flattery.
I think Mike Fenoya.
No, before the gangbang, I was pushed to the gangbang.
I think
he had no choice.
Red Bar.
Are these guys the TMNT Turtles? Do people call the Legion of Skanks the Turtles? They are the fucking Turtles, right? Is there a fourth guy of them? Who's their... Maybe.
Zach Amico.
Zach Amico could be Rocksteady. Somebody's had to say it. I mean, they really do remind me of the Turtles. Okay, so here's Dave Smith. He's getting it hard today.
They're mutated. That's why.
Dave Smith is another guy. I ain't joking around. I'll tell you this, Big J, I'm joking around. Louis J. Gomez, I'm joking around for now. Dave Smith, I ain't joking around. You're not one of the guys that when they mention me, you should get angry. Don't sit there and pretend like, oh, yeah, he makes fun of all of us.
We hate you.
No, we despise you. You should have heard my wife, Dave Smith. She despises you so much. I had to say, yes, I know. She didn't stop this week talking about your special. I didn't stop this week talking about your Instagram posts where you screenshot your most badass tweets about politics and post them to Instagram and everybody applauds you.
I hate him so
much. We hate you so much that if it weren't illegal, we'd be doing something more behind the scenes to you. That's how angry we are with you. That is not a joke. Okay, so Big J, of course, bringing me up almost every week now.
Every other show night, I'm like, oh, Joe Rogan does this, Louis J. Gomez special, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then my show note for Dave is, Dave Smith fucking sucks.
All caps, exclamation points. And it's not enough that he sucks. It's, I mean, you guys got to be giving him more of a hard time. He's really getting off easy.
No shit.
Well, we'll talk about it when we get there. Let's hear why the Legion of Skanks have brought us up once again.
Battery. I remember.
Yes, Mike Fenoya. You being gangbanged is flattery.
I think Mike Fenoya.
No, before the gangbang, I was pushed to the gangbang.
I think
he had no choice.
Red Bar, when he was on Kumia, had a guy doing like a Mike Fenoya. Mike Fenoya was so young in comedy. This guy was doing.
So they're talking about Mike Fenoya. He was this comedian who had a show on Compound Media when I joined their network. Okay. Remember, he had that trailer where he was like, hey, man, welcome to my new show. It's me, Mike Fenoya. Today we're going to be talking about beers, burgers, basketball, sport, whatever. So when I filled in for Gavin, I had that Mike Fenoya impersonator on. Now, this impersonator that Big J is about to bring up, he didn't know who Mike Fenoya was. This was just some New York listener of ours who happened to have a bald head. So I called out, I said, oh, yeah, I know we've got this listener in New York who's bald. Maybe he could pop on in and pretend that he is Mike Fenoya. This kid, Jason, he goes, do I need to know anything about Mike Fenoya for the impression? I go, nope, the less you know, the better. Okay, just say you're Mike Fenoya, answer every question as truthfully as you think you can. That's what they're talking about.
Red Bar, when he was on Kumia, had a guy doing like a Mike Fenoya. Mike Fenoya was so young in comedy. This guy was doing a dead-on impression of him.
Oh, so I was on. No, I was on that episode.
Yeah,
I was Dante. He said a random black guy.
I was like,
Dante.
it's so fucking.
They love
it was
that.
such
So work on an impression.
He was
of
so
Mike
upset.
Fenoya
He was so upset, and I was like,
fucking-
dude, that's like the ultimate fucking flag. The
He
guy's
was
killing
so
it.
okay. So this is what we're getting from it. He was so upset. Wow, look at that. So Mike Fenoya, are you out there? Are you listening? I think he went on to work for Beautiful Crank Yankers or Impractical Yankers or something like that. Mike Fenoya, here, we've got it confirmed, was really upset that we had an impersonator come on and kind of shit out his whole brand.
He was so upset. He was so upset, and I was like, dude, that's like the ultimate fucking flag. The guy's killing it.
He literally worked on an impression that could never possibly benefit him in any way.
Yeah.
And you're going to be offended.
And also,
but no one's ever going to be like, this
And also,
to be fair, he wasn't
Fenoya.
It wasn't fun.
Shut up,
He was
Dave.
Literally trashing Fenoya because
No, I know, but it was a good impression.
Well-
It doesn't matter. Listen, all the things are making fun of like your kind of like your foibles, like the thing that are weird about you, like the Bill Maher impression. But how that he can laugh at himself, where it's like his delivery, like okay,
Yeah.
like the lean in.
exposes,
Okay, so
like-
that's the mention there. Okay, Dave Smith coming up today. Ooh, are we upset with Dave Smith? We got to come up with a plan to hurt him. Legally, like not physically hurt him.
College style,
prank him, college
light,
light.
prank
Yeah.
him.
Ooh, look at this. Dan Soder on the obeyment list. You guys remember comedian Dan Soder? He's suffering from a disease called the McCusker sickness. Dan Soder is suffering from McCusker's disease. Matt McClusker. What's his name?
Yeah,
Matt
McCusker. I sent you the regs.
Say that again.
I sent you the regs.
Ooh, the regs. Okay, is that this?
Just
Hey,
in case you
weekend.
want
I
to
was enjoying my
Oh, okay. Here is Dan Soder. You guys remember Dan Soder? So yeah, he's suffering from McCusker's disease. Do you guys know Matt and Shane's secret podcast, the guy Matt McCusker? So you probably think that Matt is like a younger guy, pretty cool, right? Go look at Matt's special once they turn the HD up a little bit. You see that he's a sad, old dad, just like Dan Soder, and they're both suffering from the same sickness where they look like washed up, old, beat up dads.
blonde guys
divorced.
get old fast.
Look at how bad Dan Soder is starting to look. He's got those gray sideburns,
some might
just
say,
like.
Mike, you're old. No, he's just going Greek. That's a totally
Yeah,
different
I mean,
thing.
come on. This guy looks much older and shittier than me.
Unfortunately, blonde guys can't go Greek, so they
Yeah.
just get old.
So, and he's got these gray sideburns. These types of sideburns were just made fun of on the Gemstones. You need to dye those sideburns. Let's see.
Happy birthday, dude.
Thank you.
Dan turned 40.
These two.
We did connect.
On his birthday, I wished him happy birthday.
We did connect.
I
You
wished
missed.
you on your birthday.
No, you didn't. You
Check
called
your
me.
DMs.
Now,
dude.
this guy's looking young. Do you see how young Robert Kelly's starting to look?
We did connect.
I
You
wished
missed.
you on your birthday.
How is he so smooth?
SkinCeuticals, probably.
Look at that smooth skin. Congratulate. How do you do it?
Drop the routine.
There's no way he's wearing makeup, so that's smooth.
He doesn't even have really any under
Check your
eye
DM.
bags.
No, I mean, he really looks good. Very slim, very smooth.
Dude.
DM.
And then look at you with your saggy ass fucking tits, your thin t-shirt. And it looks like you've been drinking your life away, doesn't it? This is what it looks like when you drink every fucking weeknight in NYC. But we don't bring him up for that. We bring him up because he's the newest member. Maybe has he been on the obeyment list before? Well, here's the news. Dan Soder, you remember him? I'm pulling up our Red Bar in the Wild about him. Here it is. Dan Soder. Look. So Dan Soder posts something on Twitter, some bull, and somebody responds with, Red Bar is watching. And Dan Soder replies with, good. He's funny. No.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you, Dan. Obeyment list. Dan Soder thinks he's funny. Okay. And I don't go by he anymore. So that's another strike against you. All right. Red Bar of the Wild. Make sure people know Dan Soder obeys us. And here, finally, on Red Bar of the Wild, this one is big, apparently. Do people know the name Zherka? The Zherka virus. Who is Zherka?
I don't
Do we
really
have
know
any?
much
Well,
about this guy.
surely
so-
there's got to be some background. Didn't we have another clip here of Zherka here? Who is Zherka? We got to find out who Zherka is because it means much more when I show this. Can you just Google who is Zherka and just read the description? Because apparently some people know who he is. Maybe we'll turn to the chat for this one. Does anybody know who Zherka is? Zherka.
Why is Zherka famous? He became famous through streaming. One of his videos titled XQC Pulls 3 Girls at the Same Time has over 152,000 views.
Okay. What does he have to do with Big Mike and Logan Paul? Why does Big Mike just mentioned Zherka on Jeff FM a couple weeks ago?
Here, let's go to his
So
Twitter.
what's going on with that? Why is this Zherka guy? And is Zherka a wrestler? Is he a MMA guy? He's
I
just
think
a
he's
streamer?
Just a streamer.
Just a big streamer, popular on Twitch? Oh, there's a lot of streamers out there currently. We get a lot of Red Bar in the Wilds that go right in the
Says
trash.
He got famous by hating on Tate. Lawa Ye says, I know so much about him regretfully.
Ooh, well, tell us.
Tell us the main thing.
Sleeves keep riding up a little bit here. My patented fold keeps going up a little more. If you see this rise, I want this exactly like this. Does anyone else do this? You could roll up your sleeve. You'll look a little bit better. If you got an ill-fitting sleeve, just give it a roll. No one's going to make fun of you. No one's made fun of me for it. And it'll make your shirt look more tailored. Okay, it's a tip. Don't just wear your sleeves. Their sleeves sticking out to high heaven. You could roll it up just a bit.
People are saying he's a cocaine-fueled ex-bouncer. That's good.
Yeah.
We might need a bouncer.
Well, there's a lot of these. Like I said, I've been throwing away a lot of Red Bar in the Wilds. People send. There are so many of these streamer guys that just come on. They just turn their stream on and they just sit there kind of whining and depressed, no energy. And they just think they could sit there for 8 hours going, okay. And then they read their chat, and then they whine, and they mope about. You got to give it a little oomph, guys.
He called out Jake Paul for being a Satanist in a call with Big Mike, and Big Mike fled the call. He's been calling out Logan ever since.
So people know who this guy is. How many? He's got, 28K.
He's just some dumbass who's kind of an asshole, but in a stupid way.
Okay, well, he talked about us. I'm clicking on the clip here, but is it going to... Okay.
It's like a Twitch clip.
Yeah.
Or
Very
Kick,
strange. Okay, let's see.
me.
This is a Kick exclusive. Am I clicking on this little thing?
I guess so.
Okay, my audio. Here we go.
I need someone to come out.
Wait.
Bro, you have to check Red Bar when he roasts Logan. Yeah.
Here
How I found Red Bar was when he was making fun of Logan Paul, and it was identical to me. Not the slurs, because I didn't say it too much that episode. It's the way he was like, Logan is like staring into space, trying to figure out the world. Red Bar guy is so funny when he talks about Logan and Mike Malek. Like, it's the only time I'll fucking watch other people's content. It's like, what happened? Is he where? What platform is he?
What platform? What this technology is, and then if it's matched up with what I.
Okay, so he says Red Bar is so funny. That was really nice, but this guy is spreading our gospel because we found him on a.
Someone else posted this clip.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite podcasts. This is it's not here. Wait.
It should be right underneath.
Yeah. Sorry, it's just acting up here. There it is. This is Zherka spreading our gospel. He was on one of my favorite shows, The Bradley Martin Show. Do you guys know Bradley from this gym I go to, Zoo? Down in Burbank or something like that. I go to this gym all the time. It's an influencer gym that I attend called Zoo Culture with Bradley Martin. He's the leader of the gym. Bradley Martin has a podcast, and Zherka was on Bradley Martin's show. And here he is. He doesn't mention Red Bar, but this is awfully familiar here. Listen to this.
I swear to...
Wait, come on. See how this Facebook works? That's just for me trying to expand. Just let it go.
I swear to God, I'm the straightest guy on YouTube with Jake Paul second place. Mike Malek...
Sell me a beanbag?
He used to sell beanbags, and he's like, hello. And this is Logan. Hello, I need a beanbag to look funny for my YouTube. Bro, can
Why
you
you
get
give
me
him
one?
that accent, though?
That's all. Logan has, he's an American, but he has an accent. He's like an immigrant American. Have you heard him? Dude, what are you talking about? What? Logan Paul has an accent. He doesn't sound like an American.
Really?
You sound like an American. Logan has this, like...
So my word is spread. Finally, I'm the only one who's ever mentioned how Logan talks like, bro, dude, give it a year. Remember all that stuff? Well, finally, looks like he's been watching my clips, so he's spreading this message on Bradley Martin's podcast, and Bradley is responding like he's starting to understand this.
Really? You sound like an American. Logan has this, like, and you know, Logan,
I never noticed that.
Logan Paul always
now
has
you do.
his face when he's like attempting thought, and he's like this. And it looks like an alien trying to pretend they're human.
Stop.
I swear to God.
Very nice. Thank you, Zherka, for spreading that. We like this guy. Dude. Okay, that was Red Bar in the Wild for this week. Very nice. Let's